Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da, habati fillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A question was asked, how do I deal with loneliness as a Muslim? Well, I want to offer you 6 very important tips for dealing with feelings of loneliness. First and foremost, habati fillah, is that you should strive to find solace, meaning peace, in speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what that means reciting the Quran and through dua, supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and spending time in khalwa, which means to be alone with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning you're not distracted from anything and you are in a place, preferably the masjid, or in a place in your home, or in a place where you find peace, and you are connecting with your Lord through dua and through dhikr, remembrance, and through supplication and putting your trust in Allah. Secondly, is to keep busy and occupy yourself with things which are mubah or things which are mustahab or halal and rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what that means is finding a righteous and good activity, or at least something that's permissible. It could be exercise, it could be archery, it could be swimming, it could be wrestling, it could be boxing and martial arts training, it could be weightlifting, it can be basket weaving. Whatever it is, do something that's permissible, enjoyable, in order to deal with the feelings of the heart of perhaps some emptiness. And again, I want to qualify with some of those activities, meaning not striking people in the face, but you can do other martial arts, or you can do MMA without striking the face. Another important tip, which is super important as an Islamic means, and that's giving sadaqah, because it's a pillar of Islam to do zakat. And when you give to others, you feel good. I mean, that's something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed humanity with, that you almost always, I can't imagine, nor I can't conceive of, nor have I experienced a time when you did a good deed, especially if you did it for the sake of Allah, you weren't forced to do it, that you didn't feel good. When you give to others, you help and assist others. So those small kindnesses, al-ma'un. Another important tip for dealing with loneliness is be in the congregational prayer. So being in the masjid with your brothers and sisters, and that is a way to deal with those feelings of emptiness in the heart. If nothing else, that will take it away for a while, and it's a part of the overall repair of the heart. Doing all of these activities and establishing your ties with Allah Azza wa Jal. Another very important, which kind of stems from that, an important tip, is to express your love for someone else for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you love someone fi sabilillah. You know, you see the old sheikh in the masjid or the elderly woman in the masjid, for the women, that you know she's on obedience to Allah. You can't seem to find her except that you see her doing a good deed and encouraging someone and something positive. Express your love for those people. That encourages, it reciprocates the love. And that expression of love is just something innate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us as human beings. And I think it strengthens a connection. We can't even describe all the beautiful effects of it. But that will help you deal with some of that loneliness. Also, another tip in dealing with loneliness is to, visit others. Don't seclude yourself. When you're lonely, don't stay secluded. Don't remain in a state of loneliness and being alone, because that will only amplify negativity and perhaps depression and other issues. So it's very important to visit others, and Islam encourages that. And Islam, from the hukuk, from the rights of a Muslim, is to visit one another and to visit the sick and go to the, when someone invites you, to accept their invitation. So it's very important as a Muslim to strive to visit your brothers and sisters. And probably lastly, so maybe we should call it 7 tips, which is very important, which we absolutely cannot ignore, is also finding a righteous partner. What I mean by that is in 2 ways. Either it's a righteous companion, because the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-maru ala dina khalilihi, a person is on the religion of his companion. So if you have good companionship, calling you to the sunnah, you're going to be inclined towards the sunnah and knowledge and things that are good. And the opposite is true. The second type of companionship, also, if you are of a marriageable age and what have you, is getting married. That's super important in Islam. Aslan, it's a very important part of Islam. Every Muslim boy and girl, every Muslim man and woman should look forward to marriage at some point in their life, bi'idnillah, by the permission of Allah. And finding a good, righteous spouse helps you to remember Allah, helps you have good companionship. So a part of that is making sure that it's someone you can relate to. So I don't say, sometimes the person can be very righteous and you can be also a good Muslim or Muslimah, but there's still no compatibility. So sometimes for long-term longevity, that could be a problem. So it's very important to find righteousness and that you are actually going to be companions. You understand one another. You don't have to like all the same activities, but you have an understanding and you have a leeway. Oh, you love to seek knowledge? Well, I love to basket weave. You love to hunt? I love to fish. You love to skateboard? I love to fly kites. Okay? You have some sort of understanding and you each have your realm, and it's okay because you have that understanding and that companionship. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, to accept our good and forgive our evil, heal all of our loneliness. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.